What's up, y'all? What it do? Welcome back to my channel. I'm your girl TinaBopper's. What's up? What's happening? How y'all feeling? How life treating y'all? Everybody good? I hope and pray that everybody doing good. Everybody living and prospering. We just had a grand old Valentine's Day. Y'all, we just bought out for Valentine's Day, and I hope y'all bought out for Valentine's Day. I can't cap though. It seems like the people in relationships, like y'all ain't ball out. I think y'all tired because most of y'all was just on the couch, enjoying on the couch, but yet on the couch. No shade, no tea. And I feel like the single people, we definitely balled out with other single people and had us a grand old good time. I like to respond to comments on a video first before I post the next video. So the next video is on hold, which will probably post tomorrow. I will probably set it to post tomorrow. But we have a subscriber that sent in chit chat questioning per se from one of my videos. So it's perfect timing for me to respond to all the comments. Some comments I respond to directly in the comment section, and then there are ones that go long, far, and wide, which I don't mind, but then it requires a video to respond to it. So I can get all my thoughts about it out. And I can't get all my thoughts about it out and just typing it. You know, like when you just say the words, I want my words to get over to you in exactly how I'm feeling it, because I feel like everybody have heard, everybody has been told, like a lot of us know right and wrong. We know what we should be doing, and we know when we choosing wrong and the consequences of that. We just accept the consequences of whatever it is. But I also feel like sometimes the message just don't be getting through to the messenger. Like they be like, confused and still on the bullshit that ain't prospering them none. So this one here is for Henlo. So y'all get ready to buckle up, buttercup. I'm going to read his comment, and then I break his comment down and answer his comment. But first I want to read his comment so y'all can know what the comment was. Let's go. So the comment was, he said, but what if separated? So the topic of the video is breaking free from toxic relationships, basically. So breaking free from, you see the title, you know what we was on. So that was the topic. So he said, but what if separated is more damaging than together? My sister convinced my dad to leave me. Now we both pay full rent, and society is draining us both. We both a lot weaker separated. She convinced him to leave just because my age, mid-30s. But like, as long as my dad is still breathing and well, I appreciate him in my life. I can't convince him to come back. But my sister has 3 kids and no man and no job, leeching off the system. I work a lot with no kids. We are the opposite. But we disagree on life. She doesn't like that I say she shouldn't be raising kids without any job or skills, etc. But she disagrees with me wanting to live with my dad and avoid woman and kids. So my own family is pretty dysfunctional all around past 3 years or so. Things was good before that though. I was happier. I live out in California, by the way. I ain't gonna lie and sit here and say that this didn't give me a little kiki. I'm sure there's a woman out there that, you know, felt sorry. But this is a little kiki. I'm gonna just stick to the subject. I'm gonna leave all my little puns to myself this go round. But what if separating is more damaging than together? What if separated is more damaging than together? Let me answer that part. That's the first part. Usually in relationships, no matter the relationship, 2 people, usually there's one person that is damaging to, and another person that is empowering to leave a toxic relationship. It's usually the person who enjoys or gets a benefit or look at those benefits as this is where I should be in life, and the other person just don't feel that way. It's a relationship. Both people have to feel the same exact way, and if not, then There will come a day at your big age, I'm sorry, it took to your mid-30s. Sometimes it comes a little sooner for people in life, you know, like 21, 23 is where you learn, oh yeah, I can't live with my mama. Oh yeah, I can't deal with my daddy. As much as I love them, as much as I need them and want to cherish that, your mom not mentioned in this entire scenario. Usually when it's damaging to somebody for the relationship to break apart, that's usually the person who is reaping the benefits and the other partner isn't. Okay, my sister convinced my dad to leave me. I'm not saying that's neither true nor not true, okay? But a level of convincing. Let's talk about you thinking your sister convinced your dad. She may gave him the obligation, she may gave him the opportunity, and she may have blessed him in a way to help him move into his own space or place. But convincing is not a thing. If you and your dad hasn't been living together, no level of convincing would have made him stay apart from you for years if he was benefiting from the relationship. Like I just said, two people must benefit from the relationship. You like the part of y'all wasn't struggling with rent. Your dad would rather struggle with rent than whatever burden you was putting on him on top of that. See, a lot of times when it's our parents, we like to look at it like, well, that's my dad, that's what he's supposed to do. And that entails when your car break down, he have to do this, and when you don't have it, he have to do this. He don't have to do nothing. When you don't have money for groceries, you can eat your dad's groceries. That's a burden. I don't care which way you look at it. Because you're not offering him any. What's his benefits? Your half on the rent? That's not a big enough benefit because, like I just said, he have half on the rent as well. So that's something both of y'all giving. In order for it to be a benefit, it has to be where one party is giving something and the other party is giving something. You're not benefiting him in no way. You're not giving him nothing. Your dad is a man. Sorry to break it to you. A man want a certain lifestyle and things for taking care of another person. It just is what it is. Okay, usually when a man is taking care of his children, the woman is offering him those benefits. Those are her children as well. She is giving him something that makes it that much happier, that makes it less of a chore for him to be taking care of his families. We both pay full rent and society is draining us both. We both a lot weaker separated. If your dad is a lot weaker separated, I can't tell. When somebody realizes that they was in a better position than what they is now, you know what they do? They go back to the position that they was in before. Okay, they don't stay uncomfortable if it wasn't. You telling yourself that because you're weaker, you think your dad is weaker. And maybe your dad is coddling you in a way to make you feel like he's weaker too, but he's not coming back to you. Okay, he's not coming back to you because he is not weaker. Okay, he is more beneficial where he is in his life right now. He is happier. Okay, without you. I don't know the reason why he's happier without you. She convinced him to leave just because my age, mid-30s. That's not the reason why he left. Okay, that's not the reason why your daddy left. It's because your sister convinced him of your age. Your daddy knew how old you was when you were still in his home. He knew that. That's one. Two, your sister didn't convince him. She helped him to get out of that situation that was possibly draining him. You're not looking at yourself in this situation. You looking at yourself like some sort of hero in this situation, but you're not. You're like a teenager. You got teenage syndrome. Let's continue. In that scenario, you giving teenager. You're not giving a grown-ass man. Your age don't have nothing to do with it. You're not giving 25-year-old grown-ass man. But like, as long as my dad's still breathing, well, I appreciate him in my life. I can't convince him to come back. You can't convince him to come back. He's not coming back. He's so glad to be free of your ass. It don't make no sense. He got a sigh of relief. I don't know. It's relieving. Him being your father was draining him. It was draining him. He is so glad to be at peace and just living and relaxing on his own, only responsible for himself. He pay his bills. He pay for his meals. He's not responsible for not another grown-ass man as he should in his older age. And he is relaxing. He's not coming back. Nobody wants to be with you just for half on the rent. Let's talk about it. Nobody wants to be with you for half on the rent. Not even your daddy. Not even your daddy. Nobody wants to be with you for half of the rent paid. That's out. That's out. But my sister has 3 kids, no man, and no job leeching off the system. That's neither here nor there. It's neither here nor there. It's neither here nor there. Your sister have 3 kids. Okay, if she on the system, then that means whoever her 3 kids are by, or whoever the men are, they ain't shit men. They was men who possibly still stay with their parent who won't take care of their kids because they only can afford the half of the rent that their parents charge them. What does her stand on the system got to do with it? What does one have to do with 2? I don't see why you told me that about your sister. Where's your best friend? Where's your man example of being a man and standing on your own? Why are you telling me about your sister and her ain't shit baby daddies? Just because she got ain't shit baby daddy, or because she's on housing assistance or whatever she on, food stamps, does nothing have to do with her telling her daddy that she don't want to see him struggle. Maybe she don't want to see him struggle because she know the struggle she have to go through herself, and she don't want to see her daddy going through it at an old age. She's already going through her own struggles at her young age and barely dealing with them. I don't see why her situation has anything to do with this story. I don't know how this part made it in there. I don't see why we know she have 3 kids and no man and job leeching off the system. I work a lot with no kids. We are the opposite. You work a lot. Where you work, y'all are different. She's a girl, you a boy. Y'all are different. All across the board. Y'all supposed to be different. God made y'all different. Me and you are different. Me and her are different. Every single you and your dad are different. Every single person on this earth is different. This is not why is this in here? This has nothing to do with what you going through. You just want your daddy to live with you, or you live with him so y'all can split rent. Who your sister banging ain't got nothing to do with this topic of conversation. She could be pregnant again with her 4th with no job and leeching off the system. That has nothing to do with us. The system ain't buying your house. Your dad is not being taken care of by the system. Why her business in here? Let me say this. You could have said I think my sister convinced my dad, and that would have been the end of your sister in this scenario. But no, you want to try to drag her with kids and what's the name? And you think you're winning because you have no kids. You have no kids because you want your daddy to pay half on your rent. Okay, maybe not. Maybe you don't have kids because you have low sperm count. Maybe you don't have kids because a woman won't let you bang her raw. Maybe you have no kids because you don't want kids, and you know, as being here living on this earth, walking and breathing like everybody else, that you don't like kids. Maybe you don't want kids because you can barely take care of yourself. To me, that's an awarding behavior. I like for people to realize that I'm too piss poor to take care of me and kids, rather than letting your kids get taken by the system and then blaming the system. That is a good, I like when a person would rather not have kids than to lay up in they boredom and bang and make kids. So yeah, I don't know your reasoning for not having kids though. You can't convince him to come back, and you wouldn't be able to convince me neither. I can't cap. My peace is way more rewarding. Let's say that's like, let me answer this for you. That part of saying you cannot convince your daddy to come back is why a lot of men cannot trick women into relationships, because they want another person to pay half, but everything that come with it. I'm paying half and I got to deal with you not cleaning behind yourself. I got to pay half and I got to deal with you moaning and groaning about everything. And I got to deal with your siblings. I got to deal with your parents. I got to deal with your everything. And I'm already giving half, and I gotta cook, and I gotta clean, and I gotta do this for you. And I'm paying half. The half's not equal enough. I'd rather pay the whole thing in peace. Let me say that one more time for the people in the back. I'd rather pay the whole thing in peace. She doesn't like that you say she shouldn't be raising kids without any job or skills, etc. So I'm sure you tore the head off her baby doll when you was little. If your sister is raising 3 kids, she don't care how you feel, but when you tell her that, she like, and so she don't care. I don't care. I was trying not to say that, but I don't care. But she disagrees with me wanting to live with my dad and avoid women and kids. Let me say this, your sister is not worried about you avoiding women or no damn children. She's concerned about her elder father. She wants her father to enjoy the ending of his life and his spunk. A lot of y'all don't realize, like after a man or woman providing, taking care of kids, like they need peace. And I'm talking about before they get old and decrepit and not able to move or wash their butt no more. In their prime, in their goodness, they need to relax and enjoy life. She's talking about for her daddy. She not talking about for y'all. She disagrees with you, with her daddy footing the bill for somebody else in his old age when he need to be taking care of himself. That's it. That's all. My own family is pretty dysfunctional around past 3 years or so. Things was good before that though. I was happier. You was happier because your daddy was paying half of the bills, and I'm pretty sure he was paying way more than his half of the bills. That's why you was happier. You now have to, as an adult man, get up, put your life together. You don't want a woman and kids. Be able to provide for yourself as a man. Depending on your dad is wild. Learn how in this new society what you have to do to better your skills, to better your employment, to better your finances in order to be a better man just for yourself. You don't have to want a woman and a kid. All you have to want is better for yourself. What you need telling your sister, you need to be telling yourself. Looking at your sister and trying to pass judgment ain't helping you at all. Passing judgment on her don't give you no power, no rights, and don't make you seem like you better than. It only makes you sound like you a little bit bitter because of her lifestyle, or because she has something that you deem that she shouldn't deserve, or that you feel like, well, it's because you have the help of the government helping you to pay your bills. I don't have no help. You as a man, do better, do better, do better, do better for yourself. I wouldn't tell you nothing that I wouldn't tell myself. I'm doing better for myself. It has nothing to do with nobody else. Nobody else is responsible for you. Stop listening to kids on the internet tell you that your parents is responsible for you as an adult because they had you and brought you in this world. It doesn't matter if somebody feel a certain way. That's called privilege, what's being pushed. Your parent is not obligated to do anything that they are not willing to do. You're 32 years old. Take care of yourself. Your dad is not responsible. Your dad is happy. Your dad is glad you're gone. I'm sorry to break it to you, and I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news. That's why he won't come back. Jesus is going to have to come down himself and tell your daddy to come back to stay with you. He not coming back. That man is happily ever after. That man is living his best golden girl life. He is done so with children. Matter of fact, I'm sure he needed a little break after just getting out from under you. Like, oh my God, this first 6 months of him not even speaking to me was so peaceful. It's sad to say, your dad is a person. He is a man that deserves everything that you're seeking and trying to get for yourself. The only difference is your dad is man enough to not lean or depend on somebody else because he's a man in that right. You need to look at your daddy in that right. Look at your daddy. Stop looking at your sister. You giving black men. I don't know why y'all be looking at y'all sisters and being jealous of girls. It's really weird that y'all are starting to do that. Like, why y'all be jealous of girls is weird. Stop looking at your sister being jealous of her. Look at your daddy and see that he did it, doing it, and not complaining about doing it on his own without sweat off his brow. Get like your daddy. Look up to your daddy. Follow your daddy example. And yeah, I hope that helps. So have a great rest of y'all day. Bye, y'all.